Hello everyone, it's Melinda here with CatSmashPuzzles, and today we're doing another 750-piece puzzle, and this is from Buffalo Games. This is 3 Cats in the Garden. And I saw this one, I think at the Puzzle Swap, I believe, and, well, let's just say it kind of caught my attention because it looks kind of hard, and it was a 750-piece count, which there's not as many puzzles as, say, 1,000 or 500, and I just wanted to scoop this one up and kind of practice more patterns and also see if I can improve my 750-piece time goals. One thing I have decided to do is actually do a little more calculations with the times and compare it to the fastest puzzlers. And one of the things that you can really base your time off is pieces per minute versus maybe like a general goal of an hour under for a 500-piece, etc. Because I think pieces per minute is a very good indicator of how fast you're going. And I have compiled all my puzzles that I have done up to this point. And with the help of my boyfriend, we've created a report that kind of shows my average pieces per minute, which is right now sitting about 9.5, which is pretty good. I am pretty happy with that. It does include my speedrun puzzles, such as the Rainbow Cats, which, you know, if I've done that 18 times, it's getting faster as I go. But it also includes some of my slower times that I've done in the past as well. So it is averaging. What I want to do with that information is basically, I'll put a chart right here next to me, kind of describing the pieces per minute. So 9.5 pieces per minute for a 500-piece puzzle would be under 52 minutes. And the graph here will show you which the goals will be for different piece counts. And for 750-piece puzzle like this, it would be at under an hour 20. That's going to be my goal for this puzzle today. So under an hour 20. But I think, generally speaking, I've been kind of putting these super fast goals as kind of I eyeball the puzzle and I kind of make a guess of maybe I can do this one faster and just see how it goes. And obviously, if a harder puzzle comes up, I'm going to be slower. I think that if you just kind of keep your time goals consistent, the harder puzzles will show themselves, the easier puzzles will show themselves. So I think just keeping the goal as close as possible instead of just kind of varying it is going to be something I'm going to move forward with. The goal for this one, the general goals are going to stay the same. So my general goal for 1,000 piece is going to stay at 3 hours. My general goal for 500 will stay under an hour. And my general goal for a 300 piece is going to be under 30 minutes, which that one actually remains the same because apparently that one's, I think it's just easier. 300 pieces are just easier in general, so I think you can just exponentially get faster as the piece count gets smaller. Hopefully that graph kind of explains now my goals now. So the general goals will stay the same. The super fast goals are now based off my 9.5 pieces per minute average for all the puzzles that I've done. And my goal is to increase that pieces per minute up to maybe that 10 to 11 piece range, because that's where I would say most of the fastest puzzlers are landing in general. Obviously, an easier puzzle, they go higher. Harder puzzle, they go lower. But I think they're all, for a normal puzzle that's average, not hard, not easy, they're in that 10 to 12 pieces per minute area. So if I can kind of up my average a little higher, that'll be something I'm doing going forward. So now, back to this puzzle. I think I can maybe get this one under the hour 20. It looks kind of difficult based on the colors and everything. But I will probably stick with the hour 45 general goal for this one and just kind of put the super fast goal of under hour 20 as a test run. So that's what I'm doing with this puzzle today. So let's smash it. So a couple things before I kind of get into the puzzle. As you can see, my timer is showing a different time than what the time lapse actually ended on. So my camera did record everything, my intros, my outros, and the time lapse. However, my files got corrupted and I was unable to recover them. So I've had to redo the entire video all over again, which means I had to do the puzzle a second time. So the time lapse that you saw was my second attempt at this puzzle. My first attempt was 1 hour, 53 minutes, and 42 seconds. My second attempt, which is what you saw, was 1 hour, 43 and 2 seconds. So I did it in 10 minutes and 20 seconds faster on my second attempt. So, 2 things to take away. One, I think this puzzle was harder than I was expecting it to be. I knew it was a bit chaotic with the patterns, and I knew it was just a lot of orange, all that too. But the darker aspect of this puzzle was the hardest part, in my opinion. The orange cats each had a unique stem. The plants all were unique, and therefore it wasn't too hard to differentiate those. But the dark aspect of it, for some reason, was just rather difficult. And since I had done this already once, the second attempt I decided to just do that last, and I think that was a better way of doing it. But again, when you do a puzzle again, over and over again, you go faster, and I'm not surprised I did it much faster than my first attempt. So my first attempt, I actually did not succeed in my general goal of under 1 hour 45, or my super fast goal of under 1 hour 20, which would have put my pieces per minute at 9.5. So I think I didn't calculate this time, so I should have done that. But I believe this is about 7 pieces per minute, and then my second attempt was about 7.2 pieces per minute. So I think when I look at it, my 1,000 piece times, 750s now, I guess, starting to get in there, you do slow down. You kind of have to. You're dealing with a larger puzzle, and therefore your speed, it can't be maintained as long. And something else I've noticed, I've done some practice sessions with my pair partner, Christina, and I've just done a lot of puzzles in one day. You do get fatigued, and I do think that is something to consider when you're doing bigger puzzles for speed. And also just when you're doing a bigger puzzle, it compounds. You know, a 300 piece versus a 500 piece is compounding not just by 200 pieces. You have to search through those 200 pieces within the 300 that you know, it's kind of that. It's 2 times, 3 times fold, depending on how big the piece count is. So I do think that practicing on bigger puzzles like this will definitely help my stamina in multi-day competitions. I've already done a few competitions that are just one day, and I'm pretty tired by the end of it. So I think that this is a good way for me to just kind of practice that. And when I go to nationals and maybe even worlds, those are multiple days, even a week-long competition. So I want to make sure I'm prepared to, get that stamina going. Also, trying to be healthier. I've, maybe work on that a little better. I've learned to work on my posture. Instead of using my back, I have no back pain. I can actually claim that. But after a long day of puzzling, my quads hurt because I'm using kind of my abs and my quads to stabilize myself. So something to consider when you're doing competitions, especially multi-day ones. You want to make sure your posture is good for the length of time you're doing puzzles, because you're bent over, and that's not good for the back. Now, all the technical issues out of the way, all my explanation of my time goals. This puzzle was fun. I didn't want to do it a second time, to be honest with you, but I had to. And I think that what I've kind of learned from this is I keep picking the hard ones for 750, and I think I need to find an easier 750 to do that might give me a better idea of, why can I get to the goal of 1 hour 20, which is my 9.5 pieces per minute goal. So that's something I'm going to probably have to look for when I do another 750. It's kind of funny that the 750 puzzle is coming about the same time as my 1,000 piece puzzles. For my competitions, I'm getting that hour 45, hour 55 times for 1,000 piece versus a 750, which is smaller. So it's just kind of interesting. I do think that, again, tells the difference between the difficulty of a puzzle. As for this puzzle, we didn't, I kind of say, we didn't smash it and we smashed it. So I'm going to be like, it's a tie. I don't know if the second attempt counts. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see y'all next time. Bye-bye.